Okay. That's so funny. I'm sorry. I don't know. I must have pressed that right now, like before, because yeah, it wasn't muted before. So, thank you. And please look in the description, you guys, if you want to be added to the list. Please go ahead and look in the description and read how you can be added to this list, okay? Okay? And let's do this. I'm starting off with some general readings here until I get the first question. Let's see here. Okay, so we're starting off with some generals. Thanks for subscribing, you guys. Please like this video. Please look in the description if you'd like to know how to be added to this list, okay? All right. Hey, let's have a good time. I'd love to answer your questions, you guys. Just look in the description and figure out how to be part of this list. It's going to be the top 10 chosen at random. Obviously, donations will get priority. And they will be chosen first. They will be skipping the line. So once we get a few more people up in here, it'll be, you might want to skip that line. If you're willing to wait, though, I'm down. I'll wait with you. I'll be here. And you'll get your question answered, okay? So let's do this. All right. All right. All right, you guys. Who is ready to get some questions answered tonight? You want some clarity? You want to know some things? Let's do it. All right. Will I and Muna get intimate with each other? Okay. Those of you who do not, who aren't on the list yet, go ahead and look in the description and see how you can be part of the list. And also, I will be picking random questions. It'll be 10 people tonight, 10 questions, the top 10 list here. It's going to be random though, so don't take it personal if I don't choose you. But yeah, it's just at random. Right now we've only got a few of them, so we're going to go down the line. Let's see here. Will I and Muna get intimate with each other? Alright, well, let's see about that. Obviously, you guys' donations will get priority and they will skip the list, so let me know if you donated and I'll answer your question next, okay? So let's see, you and Muna, will you be intimate with each other? You'd like to know. And thank you for subscribing, you guys, and liking this video. It looks like, you know, money is involved in the situation. It doesn't really seem like it's about sex at all, but maybe that's going to lead to sex later on because it's a stable connection. We'll see what this is talking about here. Could have met this person through a mutual friend or, you know, getting together, celebrating, a celebration, a gathering, you know. Could have been drinking, you know. And it looks like there's some kind of, like, situation going on here. Like, there is some kind of, like, spark. But it kind of seems like later on, this becomes more long-term than anything, because, or you work together, but, I mean, it seems like if we're talking about a connection here, we're talking about a situation that becomes kind of stable, so I would think that it would be longer-term. This, though, is talking about that spark here. Remember I said spark? It kind of seems like that's what it's saying here, right? There's hope. There, you know, have faith, and there is, you know, there's a chance here. So I would say, yeah, there's definitely a chance that you guys could get intimate with each other, especially, you know, with the Ten of Pentacles in the beginning. I feel like it's saying that it'll be longer term for you guys too. It's not just going to be, you know, intimate. But basically here, we're also talking about probably Aquarius energy. If not, it's just talking about have faith and hope that this will probably take place for you. Okay, but there's something about the situation that you're not looking at clearly. So we don't know exactly what that is yet, but basically you have more options than one. And most of them are being looked at in a way that is not realistic. So what you have to do here is kind of figure out, what are you looking at in a way that's unrealistic? You're probably idolizing this person, and that's not going to work, you know? Like, you're going to be disappointed and let down. Although you do want to provide stability. So I feel like you could even have more than one person to choose from now. But I feel like you're going to go with the one that's more stable of a connection. You're asking about intimacy, so I feel like you're talking about, like, sex or something. But, you know, and so it seems like you're not really trying to ask about a relationship, but that's what's coming out here. So if anything, I feel like you're going to probably get intimate with this person, like you're asking, and then you will actually end up being with the person. So that's interesting. There you go. I'm sensing some kind of, like, immature energy, though, like, not immature, but almost premature, like it's too soon. Maybe you should, you know, calm down a bit. Maybe you should, like, back off a bit with them, you know? It just seems almost like it's just prematurely acting on this, and of course when we do things that are in haste, when we act in haste, we sometimes regret it, so. But overall, I feel like this outcome, the outcome of this relationship will not only be about the intimacy or the sex, but it will be about, you know, an actual relationship, like you'll actually be with the person, so that's interesting. Like maybe that sex is just so good that you're like, I want to make that person my person. It's interesting. Okay. Thank you for the question, by the way. Okay. So let's see. Nice. That it? Okay. So we got, will my husband Bilal, or Bilal, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, reconcile with me in 2021. All right. Let's use the romance angels for this one. Let's use the romance. Huh? Yeah. Oh, the heater was on? No wonder I'm so late. I'm like, oh my god, is it just me? So 2021 comes around. You and your ex, your husband, will he reconcile with you? Will he reconcile with you? Let's see what's going on, what the energy is saying now, from this day, currently, forward. What does it look like? What are the chances here? And these are just cards, remember, you guys, they're just cards, so anything that it says, don't think that you have to do anything that you were not going to do. or that you shouldn't do something that you were going to do. So please live your life the way you feel is right, and don't take anything to heart if you feel or disagree with it, So let's see here. Tell me about this reconciliation if there is one. Tell me about the energy. Tell me about what's between them. Here, I'm going to do something different, though. I'm going to have you pick a card 1 through 44. Can you do that for me? Can you pick a card 1 through 44 for Bilal Noreen, please? Thank you for subscribing, by the way. Can you pick a number 1 through 44, please? Hmm? Elsa? Do you think I'm being loud? Is the fan on?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it loud out there? Oh, it's not? I'm inaudible still? I'm still inaudible? Can someone tell me if I'm audible or not? Because I feel like I should be audible. And you are audible. Oh, you are inaudible. Audible? Okay. Yeah, no one else is having a hard time. So, Bilal Noreen, can you give me a number 1 through 44, please? And I will pick that card for you. Are you here, girl? Or guy? Hmm? Oh, yeah. Kinda. But over here, it's probably fine. Aw. Remember, that one spills milk a lot, so be careful. No, but it'll spill all over that pillow if you don't want it to be messy. Oh, okay. Cute. Where is Bilal Noreen? Huh? It's okay. Well, if they're not here, then we're just gonna go ahead and pick anyway. And that sucks, but, let's see. It's like, alright. So, tell me if they'll reconcile in 2021 here. What's left between them in this relationship? I don't know which card flew out. A few of them did, so let's do this again. I think one fell. Will they reconcile? What's left in this relationship? What's left between these people? What's left? Tell me what's left between them. Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. Okay? Have faith. Interesting. That's awesome. That's obviously what we want to see. Let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Okay, so when I see this card, I'm always thinking somebody is wanting a specific outcome, or they're thinking about how can I initiate this? Should I call them? Should I text them? Should I just meet them at that place? Maybe they'll see me. Maybe they'll talk to me. You know what I mean? Like, stop doing that. Stop trying to have a specific way it's going to happen or control it at all. You know what I mean? Let it unfold naturally, okay? Let it just happen how it's going to happen. And remember, have trust. That's important here. And those two cards are coming out together. It's almost like they're the same, they're saying the same thing. So that's really important to know, this message here. So I feel like, whatever that means, I guess, yeah. I mean, it's not really saying. I don't answer yes or no questions. But to me, I feel like that's more of a yes than a no. So, I mean, it's saying trust and have faith and let go of control issues. And, oh, interesting twist. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So, I guess this could be saying, trust and have faith and, let go of control issues. Because guess what? You're going to meet somebody else. And you're going to be more about them than you are this person you're trying to reconcile with. Which is a husband, I get it. It's, probably more important to you right now than you can think of anything else or any other person. But, like, surprisingly, maybe that's not going to happen. Maybe it's going to be somebody else, you never know. Might be somebody else, so just, get ready for it, I guess. If you're ready for that, that's what you want. Plus, we do have free will, so you could always just not do that. But, I mean, that's what's coming out for you, so. Woohoo! Seems cool though. I mean, that's positive. Even if you don't want to hear that right now. How would be my current situation regarding poor finance and no accommodation? So, Papudas, are you saying, how, like, what are you asking? You need to rephrase that for me. I'm sorry. It's, how would it be if you had poor finances, or how is it, like, are you saying, like, how to make it better for yourself, or what exactly is the question, Papudas? Please rephrase that for me because I don't exactly understand that, and I kind of need you to rephrase that because I'm not really exactly sure what I'm trying to answer. So if you could do that for me, if you're not around though, then okay, thank you. Okay, so you're wanting to know, any advice basically, or how you can improve your situation financially, or just any messages coming out, like. Well, in regards to that, that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I mean, if you want something specifically different than that, or if you feel like that's fine, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. So the financial situation's poor, right? And so you're kind of like, how do I get out of this? How do I improve my situation? How do I improve my life? I'm kind of worried about this, you know? Okay, yes, message about my current situation. All right. Messages about your current situation. I'm about to tell these people to stop yelling. Okay. So again, we have Aquarius energy, or basically talking about, again, have faith, have hope, have trust, believe in yourself, believe if things are, it's going to be okay type energy, even though that's kind of like, probably doesn't feel like it's very helpful to the situation. You're like, okay, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to have faith, I'm going to trust it, but it's like, that's not really going to. So anyway, this is talking about basically you're going to be very independent and on your own, probably in your own energy here, very independent, not really caring what people are thinking or feeling, like, not like that, but not like not giving a shit about people and friends in a caring way, but about yourself. You have to do what you need to do, and you're not really going to ask for permission. You're going to kind of just do your own thing and do what you need to do. And this is talking about maybe you're going to have some friends involved in your situation for some reason. It's kind of interesting that it's noting, the independence and also the friends. So I'm going to see what that's about, because it's talking about the tower here too. So what this means is that basically you are on the verge of a situation. Maybe this is a situation that's going on like right now, and that's why you're here asking, because it's kind of everything's falling apart in a way. Because that's what the tower indicates. It's like everything's kind of like falling apart, but because of that, don't worry. Because of that, it's all happening for a reason, and because of that, once it's all said and done and everything's kind of like blows over, the sun's going to come back out, you're going to still be there, and things are going to be a lot different. But basically, when the tower comes out, I do have to say, do not resist any changes that are trying to change in your life. Do not push or force anything that's not happening. That's very important, because if you do these things, try to force something or try to resist change, it's going to be a lot harder for you with the tower. It's going to be a lot more unpleasant. It's going to be a lot more just harder to cope with, and it's going to be just a lot more difficult for you. So, yeah, let's see what these friends are here for, though, and this independence. But basically, just know the tower is not, like, very pleasant all the time, but basically it's there because it's happening for a reason. It's supposed to happen like that. So you learn, so you grow, so you transform, and that's going to help you get out of the situation. It's like, it's a lesson. These things are happening for a reason. It's not necessarily you deserve it's just life. It's just learning experience and what you have to go through. This is your life path, so just try to accept it. Try to accept any changes that are coming in right now. Try to just let it flow. Accept these things. Okay. Very quickly, very abruptly, what do we have here? There's a lot of different options that come in, and you're going to be getting a lot of attention from your community or from your friends, people around you. See how these people around are kind of cheering this guy on? It's like, it's very public, it's very open, and it's out in the open. Maybe people know about it. So very quickly and abruptly, it's kind of like you have all these options, but I feel like they're kind of scattered. Like you feel like you have a lot of options in regards to making money, but it's also at the same time you feel like maybe information overload, like there's too much and you just don't know where to begin, or it's just like you don't like there's so many of them that none of them are just hitting on. It's kind of just like you feel like you're wasting your time looking for, better work or, a different situation, a different opportunity. And also these you may get out of all these options, you may end up getting the one that you never thought you'd get, or it's like the one you think you're going to get, you're probably not going to get. The one that looks promising is probably going to be the one that you don't get. For some reason, that's just how the Seven of Cups is. It's like this, it's kind of an illusion in a way. You're looking at something unrealistically. Or it just seems like it's a certain thing, certain outcome, and then it's not. So it's, not what it seems, basically. So you have all these options here. You do have many options, so that's what I do know. It's, you're not fucked on that. It's like you do have a few options here, so let's see what those options are. Very soon, I feel like they're going to come in kind of abruptly if you haven't seen them yet. Interesting. Okay, so you have this situation. Yeah, I feel like it does have to do with somebody else, obviously, because it's talking about getting screwed over and stabbed in the back. So basically, yeah, somebody's helping somebody out or offers some kind of help, or maybe it's you offering somebody help, and then they're not very committed to the situation. It's like they're very committed to, or they're very passionate. They're like, I want to be there, I want to help you, and then they're gone. And it's like, dude, and maybe that's why you're feeling fucked over, because this person wanted to help you out, or you wanted to help them out, vice versa, it could be, of course. So you wanted to help them out, or they wanted to help you out. They said they'd be there for you and offer you something financially, some kind of help financially. It could have even been like a business, or something in that was going to help you out, like the state or something, or a loan, maybe somebody was going to help you out, and then they were like, oh yeah, this is what's going to happen, like it's going to happen, and then they were gone, and it's like they were not committed to that situation, so you feel like you got fucked over. You might have put a lot of money into it already, or signed some papers, and then they just didn't follow through on it, so you feel like you got fucked over on that. It could have been a friend too that just offered you money and then they didn't come through, and you feel fucked over on that. So yeah, it's very clear with that one. It seems like somebody fucked you over on some money, or said they were going to be there and they weren't. They were very passionate about it and very about it, and then they just were not about it. So let's see. What are these options here that they could take advantage of to create a better financial situation? Putting something to rest, relaxing. You need to like quit stressing so much. That's hard to ask of somebody who is needing money, and having a hard time financially. But basically, I feel like that's one of the things that you need to know, is that if you keep stressing about it, you're never going to be able to find what it is that, speaks to you or means something to you that you could actually make money with. It's like you got to find that thing you're passionate about, that you're not going to lose passion for. Again, we got this, this energy of giving help, receiving help, or offering help. So that's going to be important too for some reason. You know what I was thinking earlier with those cards? I was thinking like maybe it's even talking about you giving. It's going to almost, bring some kind of good karma back to you. It's like you lending a hand. Like, don't be like that person who's closed off just because you need help and you feel like things are scarce and difficult. I feel like maybe somebody's going to come along and want to offer you some kind of help. Kind of like they did before, but it probably wouldn't go like that this time. Let's see. Okay, Temperance. So I feel like harmony is going to be restored back in your life. Like, I just feel like since we got the Wheel of Fortune in the beginning, it's kind of like, the beginning of this whole thing. So it's almost like it's just going to get better. I hate to say that because it kind of just seems like it's not realistic and it's not going to happen that way. So, mine? Theirs? No? But yeah, so basically, there's a situation where you just, it's going to be better. So let's see, though, if we can get some concrete ideas here. Give me some kind of word of advice that they can, no, it's a card. Tell me if there's a word of advice for them that they could take action on today to improve their situation financially. What steps do they need to take to be able to start and initiate this? Get more competitive. Don't take shit from people. Usually this is a negative energy, but I feel like this is talking about like this is what you need to do, because it's talking about you need to stop being a pushover in some way, or you know, you need to actually get paid for what you're doing, your work that you're doing. Stand up for yourself. Be assertive. You know, don't be aggressive, but be assertive. This is more of an aggressive card, competitive, kind of like not compromising and just wanting to fight people. But basically, it's just kind of like, I don't see it in that way. Since, you know, in this situation, it seems more of just like have more backbone, ask for what you want and what you deserve. I'm looking for relocation, but yet to be heard the time of it. Okay. Again, we're getting that rest. I don't think you're going to relocate yet. If you do, it needs to be in a place that you're going to feel safe and calm, but it seems like that's not where it's headed. It seems like you're kind of headed in more of a stressful situation, because you're not going to be taking action, I feel like, in the appropriate way. Like, you need to start, whatever you have now, yeah, there's going to be change. Whatever you have now, whatever's in your life now, is probably going to be changed or transformed in some way. And basically, if you're not in tune with that, if you're not willing to like make those changes, then really what can you expect? You know what I mean? I feel like you're wanting certain things, but it's like, that might not be the thing that's going to work for you. This is you moving forward, you moving on in a certain direction, but you're trying to figure out what that direction is. And so don't make any hasty decisions without knowing what the fuck you're doing. Also, it's going to be a pretty hard solo journey. I feel like you're going to kind of feel like you're the only one doing all this work or something. So try to distribute the jobs that you, or the duties that you have to do, you know, the goals, the, you know, to-dos, the to-do list you have. Try to, you know, get other people around you to, you know, do their share and their part. Don't take on everyone else's work. And I feel like that's kind of part of the situation that's going wrong for you, is that basically you're letting people kind of like not pay you enough, or you're letting people like make you do all the work or something, and really like you don't have to do that. You can actually get paid for what you're doing, and you could also make sure people are holding up their end of the bargain and the responsibility, you know, and that's going to help you out a lot. You got to be more assertive about what you're doing, what you're working. You deserve to get what you're working for. You know what I mean? So be more assertive in what you, I was going to say, in the situation, in what you do have right now, like for job, work, you know, what you're doing, whatever gigs are helping you to get money, whatever opportunities, make sure that, you know, you're taking whatever you have now and making yourself more, like, assertive, you know, making people know that you can't be fucked with, you know? Like, don't let people fuck with you and not give you what you deserve. Because I could see people doing that easily, you know, just kind of putting it all on you and you just kind of accepting it, no offense. But it seems like it's just kind of other people just letting you do all the work and not paying you what you deserve to be paid. Will I get married to a man? Or Naman, sorry. Nam and Jane. Will I get married to them? Yeah, I'm picking at random. Okay. I'm picking at random, and it's going to be 10 people tonight, you guys. I think we're on question 3. Yeah. And so if you guys want to skip the line, or you want to make sure you're on that list, you can donate. Look in the description box to figure out how to do that. And if you want a question for sure, you know, I'm picking at random, so don't take it personal, you know. It's not like that, it's just random. And that's why I'm doing it random, because I just I'm not going to pick any specific person. It's just whatever my eyes see, you know? Whichever question shows up and, you know? So, if you want your question answered, then look in the description box. You can figure out how to do that. All right. So let's see here. Will I get married to Nam and Jane? I don't do yes or no's, so, but we'll see what the energy is here. What's coming out currently could always change at any time. We have free will. We can decide not to do it. But basically this here is saying you're closed off, actually. Or maybe it's talking about that this is not likely to happen, at least anytime soon, because they're closed off. But then we have this reunion here, so maybe, you know, you guys separate a little bit, or you guys are kind of distant from each other. You kind of feel like maybe this isn't going to happen. Maybe that's why you're here asking this, because you're like, I thought it was going to happen, and now it seems like it's not going to. But I do feel like there needs to be more independence in your guys' relationship. Like, you guys still need to encourage each other to be individual people, because if that is lacking, then this isn't really going to play out well. You know, you don't want that unhealthy kind of connection. But the situation here, it could be saying that this is what you're doing, or this is what you need to be doing, because I feel like that's one of the issues with your guys' situation. That you guys were closed off, and it's almost like the reason you're closed off is because you don't have enough space or time, you know, together, like, or I mean, away from each other. You don't have enough, like, independence or way to have your own life too, so it's almost kind of ruining it. There's arguing, there's conflict. You guys are together too much, you know. You need to have more independence and be on your own. Maybe not, you know, away from each other completely, but it's just, you know, to be your own person and be okay with that, so that you can actually feel comfortable to be together, and not like you have to be like this person that's in this relationship now, who, Felix, get out. You're in a relationship now, but it's not like that's all you're in, you know. It's also your life. That's not your identity, you know. So I feel like right now, okay, so the High Priestess, you know, you probably kind of have an idea of what's going to happen anyway. Intuitively, you kind of like go, okay, I feel like we are going to get married. I feel like we're not, you know. I feel like you kind of know already. Like, whatever you're intuitively feeling, it's probably correct. So, you know, with the High Priestess there, she is all-knowing. So a lot of times that's the case. It's that she knows pretty much what's going on, and you can pretty much trust your intuition there, you know. Underneath, what do you really feel is going to happen? It's probably true. And, so yeah, and you can pretty much already kind of guess what's going to happen here, but you're asking, and I feel like there is a toxic situation here, or that's basically talking about either Capricorn, could be Capricorn energy here, or we're talking about some kind of thing you're drawn to and connected to. I feel like it's the ideal that you will get married to the person, because you're like, will we get married? And it's almost as if that's the only thing that matters. Like, you want to get married. It's not about being with them. I mean, it is, but it's about, like, will we get married? Like, you want marriage. And I feel like that's something you're drawn to and connected to. You want that to happen so bad. But really, you know, it's not ready yet. You know, there's more information that needs to be known, or there's more, you guys need to get closer or learn about each other more. You know, like, there's conflict here. There's a lot of conflict here. So it's kind of like you guys need to, you need to really get in touch with each other again. And it's way more likely to happen. Like, I feel like here there's a lot of distance, there's a lot of closed off energy. And yes, Fatima, if you look in the description box, you can see the information for that. Thank you, I'd appreciate that. Of course, I always appreciate donations. It's really cool of you guys to do that. You don't have to, of course, but it is an option. Just skip the line. So, like I was saying, it's basically just, you know, you're in the situation of, like, it's just not ready yet. It's just not the time yet. You know, you really should just, there's more information that needs to be known first. You know, it's just not the time, I feel like. But you're also so drawn to this ideal of being married. Like, when people do that, they want to be in a relationship. They're like, I want to be in a relationship so bad. When will I be in a relationship? They're not even thinking, like, you know, is the relationship right for me? They're just like, oh my God, somebody's going to be in a relationship. You know, and it's when you're wanting a relationship so bad, or wanting anything, wanting something so bad that you just want it so bad and that's it. Like, sometimes you settle, and sometimes it's not the best thing for you. So, I mean, You gotta just make sure that it's right for you. You know, don't just settle for something just because it's an ideal and it's kind of like fulfilling that ideal. You know what I mean? So I feel like for you, it's probably not going to be happening soon. It could happen. I feel like there's a lot of work you guys have to do though, because there's a lot of conflict within your guys' relationship, and I feel like it's regarding your guys' distance. You guys have a lot of distance, and it's just basically really ruining the situation, ruining the connection you guys have. So if you can both work to that, to work together on that and improve that, then of course you can, you know, get through anything. Okay. Can you guys hear the kitten right there? Because he's going off. He just drank a bunch of milk too. I don't know why he's going off like that. Okay. Fatima, thank you. Yes, I do see that. So let's go ahead and do your question. Yeah, he does. Well, I think I don't know. I mean, he just drank milk. I don't know what he wants. He's just a handful. Description of the person I will be married to and how will that go? Okay, so remember with these questions, I can't just say for sure that you'll be married ever. So let's ask it a little bit differently. If there's a likelihood of you getting married, well, first of all, let's look into that. What's the likelihood of them getting married? And if we do see marriage here, what is that person like, or the situation? So we have, you know, a person from the past, most likely. It's either a person from the past or it's a situation that feels like the past. Like it's like maybe a pattern. Okay, when he does that, I know that I need to give him some kind of attention. I'm just gonna give him a little bit of milk. Where is the milk? It's not in here. I'm just gonna let him out. Screw it. Or actually, no, I'll do this. Give him a bottle. Give the baby the bottle. So Fatima, I feel like it's you know, a situation that either gets triggered from the past, like it's a, you know, almost like a person that you've met before, you feel like, but it's not, but it just feels that way because it's, you know, a pattern of yours, like this is the same type of person that you date often or something to that effect. Maybe it's a relationship from your childhood that you feel is kind of similar. Um, but it probably is somebody from the past. It's somebody that you feel like you have unfinished business with. You know, someone you're thinking about, like everything is kind of like you're looking at all these events and how they've played out and how they're all kind of connecting and how it is brought you to the point that you're at now. And so this is like when you meet this person, right? This is a feeling you're having of like you're thinking about your life and how you've kind of everything is added up to right now. Everything is kind of just added up to right now. And so basically you're in this situation where you're like, here, here, no, here, here. You're in this situation, I'm sorry, where you're like, basically, you know, this feels familiar. This feels like, okay, you know, I've met this person before, and maybe it is somebody from your past, but it could also be a new person that just feels the same, you know. So that's what I'm seeing here, and it's also like the reason though it could be a person from the past is because you're leaving that person. It's like a person that you once left or a person that once left you. And it's just bringing back memories, you know. So I feel like it is a person that you know and that you have left or they have left you. So it's an interesting situation. So I feel like maybe that's a person that we're talking about here. It's communication. I feel like you've been cut off with this person. Like right now, you're probably cut off with them. and you're not talking to them. And you probably don't think you ever will again, but it could happen. I mean, it probably will. You'll have an opportunity for that. So if you're willing to take that opportunity and let it go, let it fly and let it, see where it goes and where it takes you, then it could involve, a connection with this person from the past that once left you or that you once left. It could be a Scorpio person we're talking about here. Or it's just a situation that brings a lot of transformation to your life. If we're talking about a person from your past, especially, I feel like it's a person who has changed, that you maybe needed them to change in order to ever even give them a chance again. Like I'm telling you right now, you probably don't even think you would ever give that person a chance again. It's like you just wouldn't even think it would be that person because you're like, no, that's never going to happen. Would never do that. But I feel like the person's going to transform in some way, or maybe transform your life, and so things, are a bit different this time around, and maybe that's why you're giving him a chance again. It's kind of like this situation that almost doesn't happen, I feel like it's just like a new, yeah, it's coming out again, the death card. So either Scorpio or it's a situation of a person who's changed, or maybe you've changed. I feel like obviously both of you have changed, but no, he's not starving. He's not starving. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't even read from right here. I'm like reading the screen. You said that's interesting. I'm like, no, he's not starving. No, because he has drank so much milk today. But I got you. You said that's interesting. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. It is, because it's like I feel like it's someone that you wouldn't even think it would be. Like it's like a situation that you would never even consider that person again. But then they come back around and you're just kind of like, all right, maybe I'll give this a chance. So let's see where the situation goes, though. God. The devil could be a Capricorn, but also, since this card came out, conflict. So I'm talking here about like a situation that's kind of negative, a situation that's kind of just, probably not the best situation that you want to be in a relationship. I feel like it's toxic. So obviously they haven't changed, right? Remember what I said, like, a situation that doesn't happen because people don't really change, like they do, but they don't. Well, I guess they haven't. So that's really not shocking to me. Could be a fire sign person, because we do have the King of Wands, so that's Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, quite possibly. No, this is not what you're in right now. This is talking about like the person that you'll be with, and possibly married to, because we don't know for sure if you're going to ever get married again or at all in your lifetime. From this point forward, we don't know if that's going to happen for sure. So we can't really say like the person you're going to marry, because we just don't know if that's going to happen. But what I will say is that this person that you're going to have a connection with is possibly a person from your past that you've once given a chance to before, and it's like they're coming back around. They seem like they've changed or transformed, and obviously they haven't. And they could be a fire sign. So oh yeah. Yeah, there's disappointment here. I think they're, more than anything, I feel like they're disappointed. Like, I feel like they're very critical of you. Like, this is them kind of looking at the negative of the situation, because you see here, and almost like a very, like, also the energy of them is, like, very, just very, like, well, very critical. They think they're, like, above, like, you could see how the King of Wands is sitting there. It's kind of like he thinks, and then he's sitting there like all like, oh, this is the worst thing. Like, I feel like he's critical of you. Like, he's looking at this negative, at all the cups that are spilled and not the ones that are still standing. He does not want to resolve things. It's almost like, why did you even get with me if you still have these issues? You think that it's my problem. But then again, they're showing this caring side to you. I feel like this is a situation that is toxic, because it's talking about a person who's like, I care about you, but it's just like, I don't know. It kind of seems like they're blaming you or saying it's your fault that everything's miserable. So that's just what I see for that. It seems like I just see a scenario playing out in my head of a person who's like, not playing, but it's like you just don't know what the fuck to think, because basically they're going, I care about you, but why would a person do these things if they care? It just doesn't seem authentic to me. Maybe it is to them, but it just doesn't seem like it is. And I feel like you're going to close yourself off to this person, obviously, because who wouldn't, with that kind of mixed energy. So I don't think, it doesn't seem like you're going to be stuck in this situation very long. It seems like you're going to probably get out of it pretty quick, if you decide to even allow this into your life. You know what I mean? We don't have to allow these things into our lives. We can choose to just not date for 10 years, like, for example, or we can choose to date every single person that we want, in the next year. It's like, we can choose to date different people at the same, it's like you don't have to do any of these things or even have the situation happen. Like I said, free will change everything. So it's kind of like you take actions and it could change everything. Or you decide not to take actions and it could change everything. So just keep that in mind because not all of this is set in stone, of course. Like anything could change at any time. So you don't have to date somebody like this, It's kind of like if you're hearing it right now, maybe you'll avoid this once you see the signs first showing up. Yes, free will. So I feel like it is going to be a toxic situation, but I don't think you'll be in it very long. Like, you'll probably be able to get out of it, especially because you're saying, I don't want to be in that situation. So it's kind of like you're already not going to stand for that shit, is what I feel. Of course, it could change, you know what I mean? But let's just say it's not going to. Let's do the right thing and not let that happen to. Let's leave a person who's not good for us. Let's try our best and hope that that really does happen. Not that that will happen, but that you'll be able to leave and if you're not satisfied with it. Or if it's toxic for you, obviously. Okay. So who's next, you guys? Let's see. Let's go down this list here. Oh shit, I did. I did make you a mod. Oops. My bad. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. My bad. How will 2021 go for me would be my question. Caleb McDonald. Okay. I already see some indecision here. It's like you're undecided about certain things that you need to pay more attention to than others. You're undecided about things you need to cut out. Like, you're trying to weigh your options and you're trying to figure out like what's more important to me. And it's hard for you to decide that. And I feel like it could have a lot to do with money because we have the Ten of Pentacles here, or a job, or something about your stability. Like, you feel like you have to cut things out, and also like, or you have to prioritize certain things. Let's say, in order to improve your life and improve your stability and your security. So you're just kind of undecided about what's more important to you and what's the best thing for you to do. Like, what is the thing that's more important than the other, because it's like, this is important, but so is this, and I don't know if it's going to be this or that. So you're just kind of weighing your options and trying to figure that. I feel like indecision, but having to take action, but just not sure exactly which one to take. It's a tricky situation. I don't think it's a situation that's like simple. It seems like, these are very important things to you. You value these things. So let's see. We're talking here about something about your stability and something about your security, and possibly, that has to do with money a little bit. It's in the way of your money for some reason, or it's in the way of your overall stability for some reason. So it could be talking about a few things here. Of course, we love that guy. Okay, so I have Capricorn, Cancer. I feel like somebody wants to kind of lend a hand to you, but it would be a situation that you feel like is better off without, you don't want to become dependent on the person, or the person holds things over your head. I just feel like it's not an offer of actual, like, genuine concern and care as a friendship. They might be expecting something. So you kind of feel like that's not a thing that you want to do. You don't want to, like, accept offers like that, because it's like, You just think maybe it's going to lead to something, or they're going to expect something of you or something, or hold it against you in some way. You just feel like it might be like not a good idea. We have Cancer here, and I think you intuitively kind of know what your situation's going to be like. Like, you know what's up against you. You know which things you have to sacrifice and which things you don't. It's just, it's hard to do that, or it's hard to decide what things are more important than the other and what things to prioritize. But I feel like you kind of do already know, intuitively. Like, you kind of already know what I'm talking about, but it's just hard for you to make that decision and actually take action on it, because it's like a final decision, it's like a final, Charlie, I'm sorry. I feel like I said I don't remember exactly what I was saying about it, but I feel like I said something else about it, though, like you were going to work on, like, in your own business or something. I forget exactly what I said, but, okay. So yeah, it's talking about your stability and your money, Kayla. So let's see, talking about love a little bit. Can you get the cats? Because they're fucking, like, crying and whining and scratching and fucking doing all this crazy shit. Fucking ridiculous, dude. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Thank you. Huh? It's, like, can't poop or something? Here, I got it. Come on, baby. Oh my god, this one's covered in milk. Oops. They're over there, under the chair. Sorry, we're just taking care of some kittens, and they are high maintenance as fuck. It's like you can't even just do anything, Like, you have to, like, always be watching them. So, let's see here. Let's see about you and your hubby. Tell me about this Leo person and this Cancer person together in this relationship. What is it looking like here? What is going to happen? Well, okay, perfect, awesome. Lovely card to get for your situation. Will you guys be okay? Well, okay. What will happen? Will you guys be okay? Well, I feel like, yeah, there's an abundance of love there still. You guys still have a lot of love for each other. So let's see what's going on here. Why is there this stress and sorrow throughout the night? What is someone needs to take responsibility for something. Someone needs to own up to something. There's caring energy. There's very caring and nurturing energy, but there's also this greed, and maybe someone's a bit selfish, so they're not thinking about the other person. They're thinking, what can I get out of it, And they're also, they're thinking, what can I get out of it? And they're thinking probably not so much about the other person, and that's what needs to happen here more. But I feel like something might have happened here. Like, there could be something that someone's trying to get information about. They need more information. They can't trust the person. So, I feel like that's one of the biggest issues you guys are having right now, and that's why it seems uncertain. But I feel like there's the Ace of Cups there. You guys can resolve this. It's just really up to you guys if you're going to put that effort out there, and if you're really going to do what you need to do to really, make the situation better again, obviously. You guys really just have a few issues that need to be worked out, and I feel like someone needs to own up to something, and they're not doing that. And that's really getting in the way of things. I feel like it really could be a new start, except for the fact that somebody, if they're not willing to, like, compromise, and they're just going to be like, I want to get the last word, and blah, 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 blah. Like, I want to get the last word, and they're just kind of like, they don't work well with others, and they're kind of just not really compromising. Like, that's no way to do a relationship. And I feel like it's not you, because you're here trying to figure it out. It may be them just trying to, like, be antagonizing and be like a person who is, not really, maybe it's because of that, and he's just not really trying to talk about it. Maybe it's not that he doesn't want to, but it's like basically he just doesn't have the time, he feels like, or he just doesn't think it's an important priority, but it really is. And I think, someone needs to own up to something. Maybe that's just that he works too much and that he basically needs to be home more. He knows he's distant, And maybe you need him to acknowledge that to feel like everything's good, or maybe he needs you to acknowledge that, you nag or something. I'm just putting an example out there. There's something that someone isn't owning up to or taking responsibility for, and I feel like that's one of the biggest issues you guys are having. Um, yeah, again, see, exactly. This is the card I was talking about, and it came out again. So I feel like that's a central part of the situation. It's like you really need to figure out what that is. It's probably the both of you that have things that you each need to own up to, and it could even just be as little as like acknowledging how the other person is dealing with a hard time and they need your support as their partner, and basically like you both are kind of going like, you're not giving me enough in this relationship, and basically you just really want to hear the other person say that they need you or they appreciate you or they acknowledge these things, you know what I mean, like your needs. And I feel like you're waiting here. I feel like you guys both will kind of wait. And so the thing about that is like, you're spot on. Awesome. So it's like the thing about waiting here is the problem is you're waiting. You're not taking action. So try to, I mean, it's cool. It's good because it's like you guys will wait for each other, I feel like. But the thing is, are you just going to wait and like for something to change? Like you have to, excuse me. I hope that didn't like blow out your guys' ears. You can't just wait for something to change. You have to make a change, okay? Okay, so don't let that get in the way though of your guys' relationship. You're waiting to move back home. You think when we go back home things will be better and then we can work on it. Don't do that. Don't wait. Take action now. Because I'm telling you, whenever I see that card, to me it just reminds me of a person who's waiting around, and really you don't have to wait around and that's it. You can take actions now. You know what I mean? So allow your situation to kind of improve before you move. Don't wait for it to improve. You never know what could happen. We could die tomorrow. So yeah, I feel like that's the message for you is basically don't wait. I mean, wait for each other, but take action while you're waiting. Don't let that just be the goal is just when we do this, then it'll be better. No, it has to start now. It can be a pleasant experience before you guys go back. Okay, wait, so let's see here. Let's move on. Can we move on here to the next one? Let's see. Virgo just entered. Did you have a question, Yvonne? Oh, nice, Charlie. Well, I hope you do find that thing. I hope you find that job that you're passionate about. I would get a job that I had passion for, that if it wasn't there, it wouldn't be for me. Right on. Well, I mean, it sucks you didn't get the job, but at the same time, if it's not for you, then it's kind of like, okay, whatever. Just show me what is. You know what I mean? Bring it on. Like, I'm ready for what's good for me. Tell me about MS, the Leo. Virgo goddess, if you want to skip the line, I'm doing 10 tonight, the top 10, chosen at random, completely random. But if you want to be on the list for sure, I will answer your question next. Whoever like donates, like if someone donated now, their question would take priority. Obviously, I'm gonna do this question first, but then, afterwards. And I think we're on. Actually, I have no idea. Are we on 5 or 6, or are we on 4? I don't really know. Let's see. Okay, wait. I answered. Yeah, I think this is the 5th question. So, And if you want to donate and get on the list for sure, then look in the description box below, and you can definitely figure out how to do that, okay? And thank you, by the way. So let's see, tell me about MS Leo. Tell me about the... So tell me about the Leo, okay? Let's see. Tell me about this Leo person. What do we need to know about this person, and what is important for them to know and be highlighted now? Okay, they seem fairly stable, or at least that's what they're striving for or wanting. Like, they're kind of generous, they're very giving in a way, like they can take care of themselves and they kind of offer, help to others, or they offer something to others, because they can take care of themselves. I feel like they're kind of a generous person in that way. Alright, so the communication seems to be good between you, or it's talking about they feel like they have a lot of control in their life. Maybe they cut somebody out recently or something. Okay, we have this, it's almost like they're very caring, but at the same time they have a fear of intimacy, and they have a fear of closeness and vulnerability, and maybe their communication shows that, or hides that. There's a situation here where they're afraid because of the past hurts they've experienced. They have a lot of care, but they're not, it's funny because they're assertive when it comes to things that they are not vulnerable. They can offer something and it's casual, or they just feel comfortable in it. But when it comes to a situation of like vulnerability, they don't become they're not assertive anymore. They're very they're very afraid and like submissive almost. Like they'll just wait around. They won't say what they need or want, or feel, or they won't say what they're needing in the situation. They'll just kind of like wait. And it's interesting how you see that switch. So people that know them well, it's like they're not very close to them, and the ones that are, it's like they're not close to them in that way to where they would notice that. It's kind of not, it doesn't get brought up because they don't become afraid, because it's not that kind of a vulnerability with that person. I feel like they try to communicate some kind of stability though. Like they may seem very stable, but there's a lot underneath them that they're not showing, because they don't like to feel vulnerable. They're the lion, the Leo, the lion. They like to be the leader, and they like to be the center of attention sometimes. But they just like, the sunlight is on them. Some Leos aren't like that in an obvious way. Like maybe they really don't feel like that about themselves either. But nevertheless, they like the sun to be on them. They like to get attention. Who doesn't? But it's kind of like there's a bit of a dramatic, situation. Not like they're dramatic. It seems actually like they're not dramatic. Like they seem almost like they're very stable and fair-minded, and just very like, calm and secure. But it's probably a bit of a front. Not that they're not secure or, stable, but it seems like they're just kind of a different person when it comes to emotions. And about emotions, pretty fucking closed off. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like it does have to do with love. Like it's a love situation. Like if it's not a love situation between you, it's talking about they're very closed off when it comes to an um, emotionally vulnerable situation. Like a very vulnerable, very emotional. And it's almost like they would rather just not do it. Like they'd walk away, or they'd be distant or standoffish. So I feel like, you're wondering about them because they're standoffish right now, or they maybe left your life, and they're kind of distant. But the thing is, they can't let it go, and they're probably stalking your social media or whatever they have to do to like kind of get a word from you or get some kind of idea of what you're doing. And they also can't let it go. It's they want to, but they can't. And so it's kind of a dilemma for them too, because they're not used to that kind of feeling. They don't want that feeling. They really hate that feeling of someone being in control of them because of something like this. And they hate being vulnerable. So it's like they really are trying to run away from it as much as they can, but at the same time they can't, because it makes them feel good, or for whatever, reason. But it's just basically saying that, they hate it, but they love it. But right now I feel like they're not really close. I feel like they're not really around, and they're not really giving you much information or being very open with you, because they're probably afraid to do that now because of the vulnerability, or the very real situation that they now have to accept and deal with because these feelings have occurred and, been sparked in them, and they're just not comfortable with it. So you may be seeing less and less of them, but I feel like you will be seeing more of them later because, again, they can't let go of it. But they may decide to just, fight that feeling so hard they never try to, they make it a point to not come around again. But I guess we'll just have to see how that plays out. Right now I feel like they're very closed off because of the feelings that were sparked, and now they're just kind of they don't like that feeling of being out of control of themselves. So they're kind of distant right now until they feel like they can get control of their emotions again. Yeah, told you. So they probably will come back around and try to offer you something, But until then, don't let your life be diminished or feel diminished. It's kind of a lot to deal with anyway. People have baggage and problems. I mean, we all do. But it's some people's. It's how are you going to connect with a person who can't open up? I mean, maybe they will eventually. Yeah, I do see definitely a reunion here, so kind of coming back together. I feel like this person's not around right now. Or they kind of left because they're being distant because they're vulnerable. They don't like that. Again, trying to offer you some kind of stability, but here we're talking about basically yeah, they're again we have this closed off energy, but basically it's kind of an immature energy. The message here is to have stability, to focus on that, and it's difficult because to them stability is not to be close with another person, so it's just difficult for them to do that. But if you just try to come off friendly and understanding, maybe open, not judgmental or rejecting, that might help them a little bit to feel more comfortable getting closer to you, right? So all right. Ashley Vasquez, you're in Fresno? Are you in Fresno right now? It's funny. That's funny. I'm in Bakersfield. I know, Bakersfield. Yeah, it's interesting city here. Very interesting. So, uh, not really much to say about that. No comment. Is it Larissa? Or is that somebody else completely? Virgo goddess, is that Larissa? Yes, okay, Virgo. I'm guessing it is. Right? Yeah, okay. So, what is your question? Let's see here. Oh, you mean for that question right there? Oh. Oh no, that was for okay, cool. Will things work in my favor for the vehicle I will try to get today? Awesome. Very straightforward question. And thank you for the donation, by the way. I do appreciate it very much. So let's look at your question here. Will it work out in your favor for this vehicle today? Tell me about this vehicle today, this transaction that... Okay. All right. So let's see here. Now Leo comes out. Okay, so we do have some kind of disappointment here, but I feel like you're gonna have to be strong about something. There could be disappointment, or there could be some kind of situation that seemed like it was gonna be a good thing, and then it turns out not to be. You're gonna have to make a decision too. It's gonna be kind of on you. I feel like this decision is it's basically the whole thing. You're the one making this final decision. So it's a bit stressful, a bit there's pressure, And I think there's a bunch of options here being presented before you, like, not options necessarily within cars, but it's like there's different, like, maybe features, or there's different, like, there's things about this situation that you're like, yes, I like that about it, I like that, but all of these things are kind of either a little bit of an illusion, like they're being kind of like deceptive, like it's not exactly what you are being told, or there's something about it that you think is a good thing that it's not going to end up being that thing. It's going to be like the other things that you think aren't so great or that you weren't thinking about before. Like there's different features or different reasons that you want this, and it's not being seen clearly. Like I just feel like there's so many different things about it that there's a few things here that aren't exactly what they seem. It's saying be strong, and because something is going to kind of be upsetting here, or maybe you're going to lose something and it's going to hurt your heart. So if a car is going to hurt your heart, like a material item, usually it's talking about a feeling because it's like a loss of a loved one or of a relationship, maybe cheating. There could be 3 people involved here that are maybe going to backstab you or stab you in the, maybe you trust them and you really just shouldn't. So it's saying be strong. Also Leo energy there with the strength card. So if there's a Leo involved, I would say just, be very careful with that situation, because it seems like it's going to be disappointing, or you're going to feel like you lost something in the situation in some way. Also, this is Aries energy here. So Leo, Aries is what I'm seeing. Leo, Aries. And yeah, there's a person who's not committed to holding up their end of the bargain here. And I feel like you're kind of afraid of that. Like you're kind of already thinking like that could be the case, and that's what you're like not wanting. Um, you really don't understand how much power you and control you really have in this situation. Like you have a lot more control than you think. Like I said, it's going to be you who makes the final decision, and I feel like you just need to weed through the bullshit and call it out as you see it. And do not allow a person to deceive you. I feel like you kind of are going to be up on your game about it. Like you're going to already have questions and things to point out that you need answers for. And if they don't have those answers, or they're like that should show you. I feel like though that even if this doesn't work out for you, you're still going to be able to get something you want out of it. And if not today, it's going to be something else. Like you're going to find something even better. Because you have everything you need to kind of. The magician is here to say you have everything you need to manifest what you're wanting to manifest and meet your goals. So this situation is not even your fault. There's nothing you could have done basically about it. And I feel like either you're going to end up leaving today with getting what you wanted because of your assertiveness and because of you're not going to take any bullshit, but if it's not today, then it's talking about like pretty soon it's some other opportunity is going to pop up and it's going to be fine, because there's manifestation here. So it's either you're going to get what you want today by pretty much not demanding it, but just not taking any bullshit, and if it's not that today, because we can't control free will. People have free will. So if somebody is going to fuck you over today or try to, I just don't feel like they're going to be successful at it. But what it's telling me too is that if you don't get it today how you want it, it's going to be very soon that something else is going to come your way, and it's going to be a good opportunity for you. And so it's not really even going to matter what happens today. But as for today, I would say that there is something weird going on that you're not aware of. Like there's different things that are maybe being exaggerated or maybe not being told at all. And you need to be careful with that, because you could end up losing something out of it, But again, I feel like you're going to end up making out in some way. And if you don't walk away with something today, then you're going to be walking away with something in a, at least at the most a couple weeks. Like it just seems very quickly something is going to change and turn around and be a better opportunity for you anyway. So like you will get another opportunity or another offer or another, another opportunity basically that you could go about this, and that you'll be able to achieve what you want to achieve, but it probably won't be exactly what you're thinking it will be today, or what you've been told basically. And that happens a lot with like car situations, like those situations are never really like exactly honest. There's always something they're not telling you, I mean, it doesn't happen to everybody, but it's happened to pretty much everyone I know at least once, and it's happened to me before too. Yeah, something's coming to light here. Like you'll realize, but you'll realize before you leave. It won't be like you're gonna leave with the car and then you're gonna realize it's all fucked up. I mean, you'll know beforehand. Because you do have a good amount of control in the situation. You just need to know that. You need to remember that. Just don't take any bullshit today. Do not let somebody tell you something. If you feel like, oh no, well what about this? And they're like, no, no, no. No, I said what about this? You need to get answers and be confident and feel like it was a good feel like they're being real with you, you know? Okay, we're gonna go back. What's coming towards me in love for Marvy K and for Garg G, what would like a general reading? I know there was other questions before that too. Okay. Hey Jenny G, hey Pearl. Okay. All right. So Marvy K, I'm sorry, I can't find your question because it keeps not allowing me to like go back. Let me see if this will work. Yeah, it's not working. So can you tell me what your question was again? I'm sorry. That's creepy as fuck and that's scary. I mean, shit, don't you think so? It's fucking. Yeah, it's funny because well, it was talking about your stability, you know, and your security, right? So yeah, Jenny for sure, Jenny G. And then we'll cut it there. Okay. Yeah, Marvy, are you still here, or did they leave? Is Marvy still here? Does anyone remember what Marvy's question was? I just read it right now. I just read it out loud. Um, I just don't remember what I said. And then Garg wants the general reading, but Marvy, I just said before that. Do you guys remember what I just said? I just read it off, and I just don't remember exactly what I said. And she left. Okay, so we'll go ahead and add you then, Yan, and you want a general reading as well. So we'll do Garg, Yan, and then we'll do Jenny. Yeah. Garg, Yan, and Jenny. Yeah, Virgo goddess. Um, did you donated again, or I'm confused. Oh, you did. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Let's see here. Okay, so what is your next question? And then we'll go ahead and do those other people as well. Garg, Yan, and Jenny. Okay. Okay. All right. So, what is your question? Let's see here. How does E truly feel about me? I'm sorry, Angel 11, we have the list closed now. Basically, I'm doing the donation, and then I was going to do Garg, Yan, and Jenny G. Sorry about that. But if you want to get your question answered for sure, you can donate. The links for that is in the description. So check that out if you're interested. And thank you for the support, by the way. Of course, every single time that you guys come, I love it. I'm happy with that without donations. And I do appreciate the donations, of course. So let's see here. So your question is, how does E truly feel about me, right? Let's see. How does E truly feel about me? How does E truly feel? I feel like we'll get into this more, but I feel like he thinks he can have his cake and eat it too, kind of thing. It doesn't seem like it's a truly satisfied. It seems like he thinks he can get, you know. Let's just see though. What does he truly feel for her? There's a bit of illusion here, you know. They have these different. So, you know, whether good or bad, it's like they either see a lot of different things in you that are good, that are kind of unrealistic, like maybe idolizing you a bit, or it's talking about basically, you know, the negative things they're seeing about you. See all these different things in there? They're kind of unrealistic. They're kind of like not all, like some of them are scary and some of them are really like there's like jewels and stuff. But basically it's kind of like not really what it seems. So either they're idolizing you or they are seeing the negative when it's not really there. But it seems almost like they're seeing the negative because of the thinking they can have whatever they want. Maybe they see the positive and they think that they can have whatever they want, but it seems like almost inconsiderate of your feelings in a way overall. You know, it, like greedy, but just wanting what they want out of it, but not really concerned with your feelings is what I'm feeling, like greedy and like thinking they can have what they want. And but I feel like there is more I feel like there's more information that they need, you know, and obviously because they're not seeing you realistically. But there's more information that they need basically, and they're not in a position of really seeing that. So it's almost like yeah, I feel like he doesn't even know you, and he probably doesn't even know that. He probably just believes what he thinks, you know, and doesn't really know that there's more to be known before he can really just judge. So, but there is this kind of like stability trying to happen here. Let's see what this is about. It could be talking about somebody's an earth sign here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Oh wait, Virgo goddess, right? So yeah, that's you. What is he a? Well, actually, let's see. Let's see if I can figure that out first. What's his sign? Is he younger than you in an Earth sign? Because we have the Page of Pentacles here. So again, that's that whole idea of like things need to be stable, working hard to create happiness. Interesting. He's a Leo. Okay. Working hard to create happiness. Hmm. Or somebody's actually just gotten a new hobby or a new job or apprenticeship, and they're actually very excited about it. And it's going to bring a lot of happiness for them. Maybe you guys work together. I don't know how that's relating to you here. Maybe that's them. They've found a new hobby or a new apprenticeship. Why is this coming out here? Why is this coming out here for how he feels about her? Wow. So, girl, I have a feeling that he does have feelings for you, but he's not showing them. Like, he actually sees it as a great connection, but he's not going to tell you that. Nice. Yeah, it seems like he's a bit closed off, but I think he does have this kind of like feeling for you. And feels like, you know, you guys see eye to eye and it's a very strong thing. I feel like he's not being exactly expressive about that in a way that would really represent like this. You know what I mean? Like, you would have no idea that he really feels like this, because it just doesn't seem like he's all that interested like that. You know what I mean? But definitely is. And I think that either he just has a hard time opening up or like being like communicative about that, or it's like he's just emotionally kind of unavailable in a way. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like, that's exactly, yeah. And I wouldn't really take it personal, though, is what I was going to say. I wouldn't take it like it's you or your fault or he doesn't like you. Because it seems like he does. It's just yeah, pretty much doesn't know how to show it. Or he's just uncomfortable showing it like that. He's just uncomfortable with those emotions, you know? Kind of like we said before, it's like the vulnerability, you know? So it's interesting, yeah. But I do think that he has feelings. Again, it's just hard for him to kind of be vulnerable. Yeah, don't do that, because I feel like it would be with anybody, it would be like that, you know what I mean? It's just that, and actually, it probably wouldn't be like that with anybody, but he has feelings for you. So it's like that, because it's a serious thing. It's not just like, oh, some person. It's triggering some emotions in him that he's not comfortable with, you know? So that's kind of like a good thing. But at the same time, hopefully he's able to kind of work through that and figure that out so you guys can make that happen and work, you know? Because there is always the possibility that you might not be able to, you know what I mean? So just try to be like friendly and open and non-judgmental, non-rejecting, understanding, you know? Of course, not too understanding if that's not, if he's doing something that's not understandable or okay, but yeah, you know what I mean. Just try to like be open and let him know that like it's okay to like be vulnerable, you know what I mean? So that should help a little bit. So we do have Yan or Garg, I'm sorry, Garg. General reading here. Let's see. Wow, I spilled like half the deck already. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Ah! Sometimes I shuffle too quick. You think? You think? What do you think? Well, I'm telling you right now, I shuffle way too quick sometimes. It's just falling all over the place. Garg, let's see general for him. Any messages coming out for him here? Anything we need to know? Well, it looks like if you're not doing well with money, it could change soon. Or this is kind of a priority for you right now. Maybe that's not such a good thing. Yeah, it's causing you conflict with more than one person, I would say. Maybe it's just those different people inside your head that you know talk to you. Not like you're crazy, but like we all have like voices, like motivations or things that we're encouraged to do or not do. Not like weird, but you know what I mean? Just normal shit. Maybe it's just you at conflict with yourself and these different sides of you that are wanting certain things. Yeah.